Shooby-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, shooby-doo. Oh, that's a bit. Good afternoon, everybody. How is everybody? We'll be a bit quiet today because it's Sunday. Midday moodling. Absolutely brilliant. Hello, Kim. Hey, on ball. You're today, Kim. You are our magic moodler because you're number one. Or we could call you the major moodler. We've got Elaine, Philippa. Hey up. I think we should create badges. If you go to my website, if you join up, you've got your stars, and so many people now have got a moodling star because of moodling magic. Hi Deb. How are we all? Well, I'm busy creating all my beautiful images that people have done for my work, and just nicking all their ideas. So it's quite nice actually. No, I'm not. I'm just using it because some of them have got such ideas. I'm very similar to what I was thinking doing, but you know, obviously, you've got to give them a heads up. You know, if people. Hi Marcia. Hi Emma. Hi Joe. Hi Sue. Hi Dawn. Hi Wendy. Hello Jane. Now I'm very aware that my microphone is a bit off on the webcam. But every time I change it, it seems to go back, so I'm going to speak a bit quieter today so it doesn't sound as like I'm ripping your ears off. It's beautiful here, Janice, as well. Hi Denise. Hi Val. Well, I loved our Tadala, and I thought we could do one, not as good as Tamara does, but we could do our Moodala. Get it? Mood-ala or Moodala. So I really like it. Moodala or Moodala. Tomato, let's go Leo finger. Perfect. Watching one do a new, but I think that's a really good way. Hi Jane. Jane Telford, Jane Cook. Hello Linda and Carol. It's good to have everyone here. I know the numbers sort of go up and down, up and down, up and down, but I really am. I'm working hard on my website. I want to create a Moodle world where we all just go and chat, and none of this crap that you can get on Facebook happens, and you know, and you don't have to start thinking of legal action and crap like that. So a great community. You know, and sometimes, like, you've got, I like to think that some of my friends that I've met through Facebook, that I can just have a chat with them, and just, if I've got anything, like, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that, you can just say, I don't like this, don't like that, without the risk of, you know, bringing everybody else into it or causing a havoc. So that's what I'm going to create with my moodling world. Right, I really loved what we did yesterday. I just thought it was so enjoyable. But I love the idea of creating these. And it's only just come to me about a second ago. Seriously, I love the idea of the Moodle in this shape. I love the idea of a window. And I like the idea of the circle, as you know. So what I thought was, why don't we try Moodalas. So what's a Moodala? Well, a Moodala to me is where, oh, that's a bit big. A Moodala to me, no, it's still a bit big. Don't worry, I'll rub these lines out. Don't start before I've finished. Oh, whoa, look at that. Oh, I couldn't have done that any better. Look at that. Look at that for a game of marbles. Just been talking to me auntie. It's so nice because she's on her own, and I'm all like, it's really nice to talk to her. I can't wait to go back because she's disabled and she has carers in, so, and she lives near to her chander, so I'm hoping that I can get down to see her soon, but because she's so vulnerable, I can't. And it was so nice talking to her today, because she's so lonely, and there's a lot of people out there, and I think that's what we've got to think about. If you're not lonely, I don't mean it, you know, you might not be lonely, but you might be, oh, that's lovely. That's nice, Wendy. Tomorrow! Yay! Thank you, Philippa. It is, we don't need it, do we? We don't need any of it. So, I'm not going to say any more because I think silence is golden. And I just think I don't want to be dragged. I want to share this with you into a safe environment and forget about all that. We're all in it together in this. So, maybe a cocoon, I don't care. Yes, Louise, I hope you are as well. Denise, hi Denise, and Jennifer. Marcia, what a nice day. Great stuff. So what I thought is, we've got these small circles, so what, if you make your hole, excuse my, you know, make your hole sort of big enough, drop your pencil down with this, what you could do is just do what we did yesterday. So what we did yesterday was, you draw a circle, any old circle, draw a circle, any old circle. I've done a big one, so you can do a big one. And then when you've finished your circle, any place on that circle, match it. And then you go to the next one where you've dropped the line, there, can you see? And then you do another one. And then you go to that line, and you do another one. And you go to that line, and you do another one. And I'm out of sync here. Ah, my compass has gone in. You stupid person. Right, just hang on. It's a good job I've not done it too heavy. I'll do it again. I know one of them was right. Just be careful, you need to tighten up your screw. That screw there. You need to get your screw in it. Don't use a knife, because all my knives are knackered now through this. Get a proper screw. Get pair of tweezers and really fasten it. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. Good morning, Marie. And good morning, Sally. Afternoon, Sally, sorry. Hello, Melissa. Right, so let's get me all right. Get it on your roll. Like that. Get it to the edge. Perfect. So I'm just going to start there. Right, so you make your first line. Then you put your compass on that line. Whether it's there or there, it does not matter. And then you do that line. So now I'm going to go to the edge of that line, and I'm going to do that line. Can you see now how that is matching up? Perfect. So this line now comes, now can you see? They don't overlap. So you keep going round, and you think, oh, I've done it all. No, you haven't. Keep going round, and you've done it. Okay? So that's one done. But what happens if we want to work? Oh, sorry. It might be a blessing though, Jennifer. Not hearing me. Right, so the next step is, can you see that between these 2 points, anywhere on there, you make a point and you'd repeat the pattern. So if I just say, right, that's half, and all I'm doing is going to the last bit of done, the last line of done, to the top of it. Don't be, if you sort of go off a little bit, it will matter, but it won't matter to the Does that come off? I can usually tell when it's not right. Yeah, there's one line that's not right, but I'll just have to sort of work with that one. Right, okay, so now we've got that. And what we can do if we want is put another one there. But this time, if you want to, you can just do it like that. So it's in the background. Now, I know we didn't do this yesterday. See how it's a bit out there? Don't worry too much, she says. See, it's, well, what's going on here? Maybe don't do that. But you can do it and keep doing it. This isn't tight enough, so, well, if you haven't got a compass, don't worry. If you can get that done, you can do it with, like, well, if you can a Cokes like that or Pepsi, you can do it like that. So you put a line up middle, or keep putting that round. Do you get me? So you get the same thing. So, well, it's not. You can go to a pound shop and get a compass for, you know, like in a geometry set. So then what we can do is just mark out by eye, and then this way, if you have made a balls up, like, or a mistake, sorry, you can rectify it, because you can sort of, you know, ease it in a little bit with your fullness. So I've got that. So now what I think, right, well, I quite like that. How about, I've never done this, so what happens if I just make a pattern in my other ones? Right, I don't know what I'm doing here, so just bear with me. Oh, I like that. So, what I did was, basically, the answer to this one is, oh, I like that, is you draw a line. I'm doing the same, but this time, ooh, I'll show you again what I did, and then it'll make a bit more sense. You don't have to do it like this, because that looks a bit confusing with that one there, but I'll just show you what I did now on the back of my page. So basically, it's like going like that. There's my circle. There, okay, and I've got my compass here, and I'm just putting it on a spot, not just willy-nilly. Okay, so I've just willy-nilly. So and then just go to the lines like that, and you'll get all these lines. You don't have to do it like that. You can just do, you know, one of our noodle doodles. Now, I'm going to just rub out some lines, because I'm not a lover of all of them, but I quite like some of them. I quite like that nice shape. So in here, I'm going to do and then draw my own in, like the shapes of the leaves, but not worry about it too much. But I am worrying about it too much. So anyway, get a pencil or a pen. Any dream will do. I close my eyes. Got a pencil. And it's triangular. How the hell do you sharpen that? Oh, hey. Don't get it. Anyway, I've sharpened it, but it's triangular. So, what I've done is, I've got this here, so I like some of the shapes. Some of the shapes are a bit, do you know what I mean? A bit scary, so I won't use them. So, I'm just looking at these shapes, and I like these shapes because I've already got those shapes in here. So I'm just drawing them in, and I could create pattern in there. You see what I mean? So get rid of that one. So I've got the patterns that are already in there, but I've just done them a slightly different way. If that's a bit confusing, don't worry, don't worry. Just do your own thing. See, I really like that pattern there, and I'm quite happy to add my own, you know. So And then when I rub the lines out, they're in the background. The only problem is, the confusing element is, until you sort of get rid of the lines, it's hard to know which is on top and which is on the bottom. So this one's on the top, this one sort of comes out of here and comes down there. You can't see that. This one is, I suppose it's a little bit confusing really, but you know, it's the same sort of shape. Whether I use it is entirely. So here, got to do the wiggly lines, and I'm going to do, I think, this sort of shape in one of them, where it's like our mandalas. So again, you're using the patterns and shapes that have already been formed within it, but you're creating your own sort of different combinations. So I've got the same pattern happening there. Well, like that's nice. So you can make it into a mandala that way, can you see? It's quite nice. And then here we can do it that way. Oh no, you've got to keep your eye on shape. So it's there. There we go. Similar but different. So with this one, what we could do is add a smaller version in there. Like that. See, I love this pattern here, where we've got that pattern happening there. So I quite like the idea of it shooting off there, you know, so it doesn't just look like a in fact, I think I prefer that. If I just cross that off there, I think I prefer it following this one. Yeah, I like that better. And then that we could have that one coming round here, like that. This one sort of coming round there. Oh, that's rubbish. Look at that. It's well dodgy. And this is like a plait, not plait, but almost like a herringbone, but not a herringbone. So we can look at this now. Do we want to keep the shape within here, because we've got a nice shape happening there? Do we want to? Now what I am going to do is put a line through the middle, only because this gives me symmetry so that I could work between the two. So by that I mean, like yesterday's we did several lines. Do you get there? We did several lines like going out and out, and we can still do that today. I'll just go back in now and think, right, okay, I'm going to make patterns out of some of these. So I'm just going to go to the tip of the, I'll try and get the tip of the flower, so to speak, like that. Again, easier to move your paper than it is to move the compass. And then I can build the pattern up how I want because I've already got a pattern forming, but I could use the pattern that I've already got. See? Or I can now change them into another pattern because I've got a pattern there. So, you know, if I want to, I could do that. Oh, no. Oh, see, what happens is you press too hard. There, that's better. And then I'll just do another. Sometimes though, what can happen is you can make the hole that big that it wobbles in the hole. Okay, so let's have a look. What about doing? No, that's a bit much. So I quite like the idea of this in the background. I'm trying to combine the two now because I'm doing, like, it's a bit off piece this, I know, but I like the idea of trying all these new things that we don't normally. I'm still going to keep the idea of a flower, but I think it's just going to be a there we go, quite like that. But in there I'm just going to do something like that, and then it's got to be done, and it's got to be done. Oh, moodles, loving that. Right, so we've got some really complicated patterns. Really complicated, I understand that. Not a lover of this one just yet. What I might do is, I think I've decided, I love that bit in the middle, but what I don't like is all this willy-nilly stuff here. So, oh, I've got to be careful because I've gone a bit mad with this, I think. Some pencils were about better than others, so you've got to just be, you know, mindful of that. Just remember that pencil might not be one for you to use at that time. Right, I prefer it going outwards like that. So we've got like a, you know, the mandala feel we had? Yeah, I feel much better seeing that now. We've got this nice mandala. You get me? You see it now, it's better, isn't it? So I'm going to work in, I'm going to leave that as it is at the moment, because I think what I'll do is I'm going to work in the different shapes in the pen so that you can see the pattern forming. I'm not using a brush. I'm using an 03, which will get me going, so I'll use it on here first. It's so funny to think that I've actually worn out about 10 pens. But I still don't need to buy any more. And thank you for the many comments of support and different things I've had, and birthday wishes still coming in now. But I'd also like to say thank you to all the people who say that although they don't watch to work, they watch to learn, or to perhaps I don't know why, listen to me. They say it's quite relaxing. I just want to say thank you to everybody, because I do try and read everybody's, but as you know, it can be quite, you know, actually daunting that you've got like so many replies and you can't get round to everybody, because I like to make sure people know I'm, you know, listening and care about what they say. Well, certain people. We can't all care about everybody, can we? So, got that flower. This is when you can put in your, and there's no intention meant with the words I'm saying at all. I'm not interested in sending them at anybody. Right, so I've got little lines there, little lines there, little lines there, and little balls. You can't go wrong with a few balls in there, can you? Balls always work. So I think I'll keep to... I know people laugh and say, why do you draw one thing and then completely ignore it and don't rub it out? Well, if you rub it out, what happens is you'll just make the same mistake. Whereas if you leave it where it is, you can see where you don't want to go. It's almost like having another chance. You can sort of say, right, okay, I like that, but I don't like that. I like that, but I don't like that. So you can see if the shape, form, pattern works. I've got all my stuff ready for my shows. It's really strange going down because of the long drive, but I've got a good look at the moment. You know, DOW 2 and 3, it's great. And it's the sort of book that I know instantly where I set off, where I left off, whereas some books I don't. Because when it links up, I sometimes forget where I am. I've put that in so that you can see a difference there. Can you see? A little difference to just the circle. So that's that. Oh, I've done this one. See, I like this one better, don't you? I like this one better now because it has more interest and sort of connection to the others. And again, I'm going to do like a flower there because I think that makes it more interesting. I think we did one of these the other day where you go in and out. Like, remember when we did, you don't just do that, you can do that, or you can do that, or you can do it a bit. So, you know, and you can really go and then go like that. So you've got all those different designs out of one. And if you think it's just a letter C, so if you get a bit confused, it's a letter C with another letter C. But then you just, when you've got that, you can build it up. They're all about shapes, patterns and shapes that all blend together from one, so they grow from one. Now there, it looks like, yeah, I think I'll put that line in, because that'll work. You don't have to, obviously. And again, this shape repeats from all the shapes within the other mandala. So next I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make this a little bit more special because I think I faffed with this one. You try stuff, it don't work, that's fine. At least you know what you don't do. So do that, and I'm going to make it like that. So it's quite prominent now that it's more like a lotus. Do you get me? Can you see? A bit flat there, but never mind. I'll do a wiggle on it like that. Nobody will know, look. So in this, I think what I'll do is I'm going to start each one with that. And I'm going to start the bottom of each one with that. Okay. Now I've got lots of little deities here, and I look at the lovely shapes on them and the patterns and swirls. They're not for everybody, but that's fine. That's what it's about, isn't it? So now I'm going to do like almost, you know, these I was looking and they're almost like the Prince of Wales feathers. Can you see how they like? So they're like the plumes, aren't they? Now this is totally made up. Oh, go and have a look at Terry, is it Doodah? Terry, she's in our group and she just did another collage and she did a beetle drawing. Oh, it's stunning. It's stunning. I think it's Doodah. Just check her work out though, because she's really good. Excellent journaler. and it's beautiful to see her work. I adore work like that, because with the work I'm doing at the moment for the new launch, it's like historical museum cabinets. That's what I really like about it. It's got beautiful cabinets. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like 2 backward C's there, like that. Remember when we did the other one and we sort of made it into a pod? I'm going to do the same. So they're like flowers coming from flowers. Get me? Morning, Sue. Bloodily, yeah. Stained glass window. Hi, Gabrielle. Sue, of course. Now I'm thinking I've got a Zoom meeting on the website, and we're going to do the canvas soon, and the canvas you need is one of these. So please, if you're going to join us, it's a full day. We get to do a big Moodle in paints, and I'll give you all one-to-one tuition. It's available on my Etsy site. I know it's a bit more of a considered purchase, but if you'd like to contact me about paying it in maybe a subscription thing, that's absolutely brilliant. But you'll get about 5 or 6 hours, which one-to-one is really good. I mean, I've been on some sites and they want that for a couple of hours, so it's, you know, it's well worth it. I know I'm saying it myself, but just ask other people who've done my workshops. They'll tell you the truth. So I've got these weird shapes happening. I quite like the fact that, should that be out here? No, it shouldn't. Oh, it's there. Get it now, get it. Right, so I started to put my circles in now. You see circle there. You can see these patterns here, which will easily be like doable with different shapes. I've got this nice shape here. I think what I'll do is I'll do another 2, and then so a bit like the mandalas, a bit like the Mendy and the Moodles that we've done, and really sort of freestyle. So I'm just putting little dotty bits in. So I might rub out these now, just show you. Favourite bit, this, I love this bit. And if you get, I've got my book here. Well, if you get this, I've got to be a bit careful to whack the camera. So just show you what I mean. I did this ages ago, right? And I would really recommend we do it one day. Maybe I can't do this tomorrow, I'm afraid. So I'll miss tomorrow and Tuesday. Hopefully I'll be back in for Wednesday. I'm driving home Wednesday morning, so I'll try and get home for 12. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I'm looking forward to our workshop. It's canvas, moodling canvas it is on Etsy. And it is well worth it, all day, where we sit and paint and draw and have a chat, and then I can see your work, you see. We've got a few members joined up, but as soon as we're happy, we can sort of get a date sorted and everything. Right, so I've got them sort of done. Now, that looks a bit odd if I don't put this in, so I am putting that in. Now it's got a bit wibbly there, so you know what you've got to do? Put a wonky line on it. Got it? Oh, Are we a bit out of focus? Are you alright, guys? Oh, thanks, Wendy. Right. So, let me look at this now. Can you see pattern? And I can see patterns within it. So I'm going to draw these patterns, which are the opposite. So I'm drawing them. Oh, that's the wrong way. By the time you finish this, you won't see all these peak tongues. We'll have to get this prescribed. Direct health. See, you rub out lines. Nobody knows, do they? Nobody knows anything. Well, I think it will do. I quite like that shape for the middle. So I'm following the lines I've already done, and even if they're a bit dodgy, it doesn't matter because I'm not following the lines that make it dead precise, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm just making it up now. And then you'll see that there's a, you know, another pattern that I like emerging rather than that one that was already there. But there's nothing to stop. Yeah, I like that. It's a different pattern again, look, can you see? Now, my eyes have gone a bit funny, so is the focus fine? Wendy says yes. Emma says yes. Right, okay. It's quite like that now. I know they're a bit off, but who cares? If you're looking that closely, then there's something a bit iffy, isn't there? Right, I'm going to change up these patterns here. So I've got these patterns here, and I'm just going to do like a rounded cap, and I'm just going to use the lines that are there. So I'm going to join, there's a line already there, I'm going to join the tips together. And if they don't fit, I will make them fit. See how that looks better now? So if I draw out, sorry, excuse me. Oh no, I thought I'd drawn it in then. Don't you find, I'd like your comments on this now. Do you find, I'd like to have discussions about certain ways of drawing, you know, because I think I'm really interested in what you do and how you do it and stuff. Not just to pinch your ideas, but do you find that drawing in pencil gives you better muscle memory for when you actually do your drawing? I do. Can you see how that has changed the whole look of it now? But you know, drawing it in pencil first, to me, gives it a lot of muscle memory. So I'm just going to now change it by, in that bit there, I'm doing this shape, this shape, this shape, this shape, and I'm bringing that shape into here. Hopefully, I mean, I've seen a few of you doing it, where you use what I say and just do your own. What I do here is a little starting point, maybe to give you an idea, or spark your, whatever, spark your doodahs, and then you go on from that. So you're like actually just doing your own thing. Now all these points here are all going there, but I could use the point in between, couldn't I? And I quite like the idea of that. So there's a shape that I quite like. Is this shape, can you see it? when we're drawing lines like that, lovely seas, we leave this shape. And I like that shape as well. Not just that shape, but I like that shape, and I like that shape as well. So I like that shape, and I like that shape. I don't necessarily have to have them like that. So we could have them like that. You get me? Together. I know that might sound a little bit strange, I'm sorry, but it's all about seeing a different pattern, or patterns forming that you didn't see before. So I'm going to put an oval just here, because I want to sort of recognise that centre point, but I want to sort of also, my eyes have gone funny now through squinting. Does anyone else get that? I get all wobbly eyed. Right, so I sort of recognise that shape, but now what I can do is I can do that shape. So I'm looking halfway. Take your time with this because it's easy to get a bit flamboyant. Well, I've found I do. So I'm going from the centre up and back down, and if you look at it that way, can you see? If you draw it that way, to get me, it's the same. Don't try and do it in one. Go up, off, come down, because then you won't be tempted to sort of change the other side. It's easier when we do that to do something slightly different on the other side. And the only reason I know that is for years I've watched kids doing it, and it's like, no, come off. See, I've done it here. Can you see how you get a different line? Can you see there? Slightly different. If you could share these videos for me to nice places, I'd be very happy. I am going to try and put them on my website. I'll put a little link to my website. Please join it and come to the community to get your little badge. I'll be doing competitions and things on there. Something a little bit, a bit more of a community feel. Right here, I might do that other flower, and I might not. I don't know. I'm a bit like that now, whether to do it or not, or just leave it. I want to do a pattern. Oh, I know, just do a pattern. Forget it's there. Yeah. Perfect. So 3 together, 3 wider. Perfect, that makes more sense to me now. I didn't want to carry it on. Some days you don't, do you? Some days you feel like doing, right, okay. But quite enjoying this with my compass. And I know Suzanne had got one, so I had to use it. Suzanne had to use her, so I couldn't not do it. She's been so good to me, as you all have. My moodlers. I didn't make that up. There we go. So we've got a line around that, and I think it'd work quite nice if we did a, because I'm conscious that it's very regimented, and that's not what we're about really, are we? We're a bit more fluid. So let's see. And oh, aye, because I've not drawn that first line, look how different it looks now. It doesn't look as thingy, does it? Get your gems on it and your glitter. And it is, I know it's totally different to what we started with, but that's good. That's really good. You see, look how different that looks now. Everybody's gone off to do the dinner, I don't blame him. So I'm just going to do a wiggle. I really got carried away then, off I went then on my own little journey up here, look. So do that. And then but what I meant with the book is, before I was, do you know when it's my age, I can go off at a tangent in a second. What I can do is get the black book and cut a frame, and have that frame cut so that people, hello Iswana, is it first for you as well? Yeah, I'm just reading a couple of comments, so won't be a second while we catch up. Wendy says she wouldn't do it straight with a pen. Absolutely, she can change your mind. I totally agree with you there. Definitely pencil first, and it gives me confidence to keep going because I know it can be rubbed out, changed before going in with a pen. Exactly. That's the word, isn't it? Confidence. You know, it's putting that pen down straight away. It's quite intimidating. It's a bit like buying shoes without trying them on. Oh, I know that sounds a bit. It's a bit sort of dramatical, and dramatical. I don't think that's a word. Dramatic, but do you know what I mean? It's like that, isn't it? So I'm just going to put some of these on, but not all of them, because I don't want it to go too. I mean, I could leave these as nice pattern, or I know what I can do. You know, everyone else says if in doubt, stick a butterfly on it. Well, mine's if in doubt, draw a circle over it. And then it comes in with this, doesn't it? It's that, because that then looks a bit odd on its own. So perfect. See, what we said about lines has worked out here now, hasn't it? Now that wouldn't have been I wouldn't have been able to do that. Oh, I'm liking this. Trying to get the other half now to do some moodling. He has an exit job, so this would be nice for him. It was a brilliant job. There we go. Some bigger ones. Oh, wait till you see the moodling stamps. Oh, there's a couple of people who've been helping me out with them. Wait, they've seen them. Oh, they're pretty nice, even if I say so myself. Right, how do you like that? I really like that. This is a bit weird here. Look, you don't even notice it now, do you? Put my little bubbles on. I have to be careful how I draw these because somebody was laughing at them. So be careful how you draw them. You don't want to be doing anything dodgy, do you? So I've got that. So now I can do, on this one, I'll do a dash, a circle, a dash, small circle, dash, teeny circle, dash, big circle. Yeah? Circle. I don't know what I'm saying that for. You're not here, are you? Oh, anyway, you know what I mean. It's like a stitching line. And here, a zigzag stitching line. So if you've got like I've got two sewing machines, one for, you know, really expensive, better stuff, and the other one is for, I've had it that long now that I can use it for paper and everything. Oh, I mean, you can do it anytime you want. This is the beauty of it, isn't it? You can do it whenever you want. There's no guidelines, there's no time limits. That is pretty good. And we've done it in an hour. That's amazing. It's the best one I've done in an hour, isn't it? And this is where you can get your pencils on this one. I was going to do some pencil work. Would anybody like me to do pencil work or colour work? Well, colour work. It is going to be colour work. Would you like me to do some pencil work? Because I have been asked by people to show them how I shade with pencil. I don't want to say this, but it is true. I am going to do workshops as well, but I know a couple of people sound like I'm a bit of a banana, but I'm not. I'll do as many free as I can. Right, so we've got Louise, Ruth and Joe, Philippa. Right, okay. Well, I'm not using those tents, although you could use them, okay? Oh, I found my magnet. Get it, results. Matt, I found my magnet. I found my magnet. Stick it somewhere, I know it's there. Oh, right. That's fake. It's not even blooming. Oh, that's ridiculous, that. It's not even metal. Coated plastic. Go around your house finding out what's metal and what's not. You can use these if you want. Really good. These are ink tents. I know I've got blocks as well. I know some of you have got these and you love them, so get them out as well. I've got my periphemus and I've cut these because they broke, but I've got me. Look, they're special. They're my special ones that I got for my birthday. You can use your jelly rolls, but I'll use these, okay? Now, what you would do is, I'll show you on another video, because I've got my bits that I've cut out for the show. He says. Yeah, I'll show you these. These are for the show coming up. These have taken me at least 4 days. Silly, you won't believe it, 4 days colouring in. 4 blooming days. It feels like I've not done out. I feel like I've not blooming done out. And that's using, I've got to work into that with a black pen, but that was using a psychedelic souffle. And black pen on them as well. I've still not finished them, but I'm going to cut these out and layer them. So that's using a wash first. Those paints I had on the day were great, and then you use colours on top. So I'll do you a quick one. I'm not going to go into too much, okay? And then we had a great idea from Karen and Denise last night about something for the whole year and paints. Now I'm not going to say any more because I don't know if it'll happen. But how is it now? Can you see? You alright? Can you see? Oh, I can't see. I've just moved you well. What's that? Right. Colour pencils. You've cooked your pencils. Good. Yeah, thank you. Do you like them? I drew them. They're all drawn by me. They're all drawn by me, the butterflies. Well, they're not butterflies, actually. Because I think we give butterflies. These are, let me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are damsels. Now, you can change them into dragonflies just by changing colour. That's a butterfly, but this is a moth. So, I've drawn both. That's a moth, and they're butterflies. So, I've not finished that. That took me 4 hours up to now. But it's only because I keep going back to it, so don't think that, you know, you have to spend 4 hours doing it. Right, if I'm going to draw, say I'm going to I'll pick something that is really easy to do. and then you can get your idea. So I look at these shapes here, and I'm going to get a combination of colours. So I'm going to go light, medium and dark. So I'm looking at the colours that will help me to do that. So if I'm doing light, medium, dark, I would do this. Okay, you get your family of colours out. And then what you would do is use a test piece. It's important that. So always keep a paper that is the same as what you're using and a test piece. Oh, the zest-its are brilliant. When they come, I'll have a word with zest-its and I'll do a little tutorial for you. So try out your colours, okay? Oh, white, forgot. Always get your white out, it's your blending tool. And then look at the colours and just think, right, it's got to be that one. Put them in order. Right, this is where it gets confusing. That and that look the same, don't they? So this is where it tells the difference. Now, big difference. So that now goes there. Then we have a red. Then why am I using these? Well, that on the red, let me just show you. Darkens it, can you see? And then you can use this one, or a grey. This is a dark blue. You put the dark blue on over, and then you always go back with the first colour and blend that over, so you get a darker, you see? So, oh no, let's get this now, I'll do this bit. I'm not going to do it all because I can't. So I'm just going to do light yellow, well, yellow, and I'm just going to put it quite strong and then blend it out a little bit, very sketchily. I'm not doing the bits in the middle because I'll do it opposite way with one colour. So can you see? It's heavy and lighter. Now you can just do a blending like that, so that you go heavy, lift, 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 lift to nothing. So it's the pressure that creates the shading, or you can use your pencil to create the shading. So the next colour up, I go back over, press, 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 shade, 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 light. So you're going over that and you're doing the same. So it's like a third overlapping. Now it looks a mess, I know it does, but this, now go back to your first one and blend over the join lines. It's if you're used to your alcohol pens, this is the same way. Now I've filled up that, so now I'll go to the next one, which is this one, and I'm going to go over so I'm doing the same, heavy over that middle line there when it joins, heavy there, and then lighter to blend it. You'll get used to it, you'll get really used to it, and then lighter there. Let me just show you. And then get the darker one on that. Oh, I've got it wrong one there, I knew I would. And then I'm going to go in with the red at the end. What you can do with the end colour is do the darkest at the edge and then colour down. And I'll just pull it away then and show you what it looks like. There you go, can you see? You get a fantastic sort of shading. We can do it the opposite way now, but what would really sort of make this pop is if we do this in just one colour. So maybe the darker colour there, and you could even add a little bit of grey there, and that'll bring that even more 3D. Can you see? Does it look 3D now? Yeah? Okay, so what I'm going to do is do it in this shape. So I'm going to go from dark red pressure off. Right, now you know why it's took me hours. I've loved every minute of it. Oh, no. Get your colours right. Tut. So now I look at that and I think, is that the one? That's the orange. Now if you haven't got all these colours, don't worry, because there is a way of doing it without them all. You can just do some. So you blend that one, put it down with this, put it down. Put it down, she says. Get it? So what you're doing is blending downwards, and I always prefer the dark to light. I don't know why it is, but I always do. It's strange, but I do. I think I know the pressure that I've got. So here, I'm just going to do a couple rather than all of them, if you see what I mean. So I'm not using the mid reds now. I'm going from a dark red to an orange, which you can still do, but you get more of a dramatic effect with this way. You don't get a gradual. You do with your blending, but you don't with you get a gradual effect, but you don't with the end product look. So you don't need like 4 or 5 different shades. You can go in with just 3. See how that one's got a blend and a gradient. This has got more impact, but it's the same thing. It's just exactly the same thing. So I'm just going to pull in now with this. Now the reason I'm going to do it dark down here is because I've got things underneath. So if I do it dark there, now warning, it's wise to keep all your pencil sharp. Now keep a pencil sharpener for watercolours and keep that separate, because then what you can do is take your colour sharpenings out and then use them as watercolour when you're sharpening your ink tents or your watercolour or anything like that. So basically everywhere down here is dark, or your darkest colour, not dark, and then this gives more impact around the flower itself, or the images, or the shapes that you've done. But you don't want a line. You don't want to have a line of blending. You want it to be staggered like this here. Can you see? It's sort of gradual, but there's no line. If we drew a line across, then you'd get this. See? Now do it the other way. This is where you pick your pencil up, take the pressure off, pick another colour and then blend over. See, difference. So not a definite line. Right, so I'm just going to do this now. So sharpen your pencils. You don't need a lot. Get a good sharpener and make sure that it's sharp, because otherwise it just wrecks your pencils. Away. I'm out of date, guys. I'm out of date. So next is next colour. No. See. because I've got that colour underneath, I've already got like foundation on it, a foundation layer, so I can do this. I think I'll have to stop at this, stop at this one because I don't want to go over anybody else's today. Plus I've got work to do. Right, so again, I've done that. So I'll go to my next one. By doing this now, I am filling the teeth or tooth in the paper. Paper has teeth. Oh, I know you're sick of me telling you. It has teeth, and pencil. I've done this before, I'll do it again for people who haven't seen it. So your paper surface isn't flat, it's like that. Okay, so what happens is you put a layer of colour down and you fill it up to there. Alright, I know I'm out of date. Right, and then this one, if I put another layer on, I'm going over there. But if I just put it without blending, I'm going to fill up those teeth without applying another layer. So the idea is your teeth like that, your first layer, and then your second layer, and then your third layer. But I can't go any further than that. I can't blend on it because I've filled it up. So it'll be basically me doing that. But now I can blend on that because I've got room in the teeth. That probably doesn't make any sense, but never mind. Right, and here I'm going in with my orange. I like to leave quite a bit of light for the lightest colour because it'll get lost. Blend very gently with this because if you don't, you're going to lose the integrity of your colour. So again, does that help anybody? Right, these bronzer nails are the colour pencils. We're bringing you another pack coming soon. The other pack coming soon is going to be a bigger version. He asked me, do I want any other ones? And I said, well, I'd rather have the bigger one at a better price. So hopefully, but they are coming next soon. So I'm just going to do yellow, quite a long way down now. And it's all about taking the pressure off, all the pressure. But there is that other way of shading, and the other way of shading is quite nice. I'll show you that. And that was I learned that at school when I was doing all the for French. It was Madame Horich. I was doing all pictures for her. You know, the bright words. Right, the cat sat on the mat. I'll say no more. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Wachanda and see the whoopsies. Right, so that's when it's not blended. And that's just sorry, it's a bit out. That's when it's not blended, right? So I'll do this one blended, okay? So going back over, filling in the teeth a little bit more. Back over, filling in the teeth a little bit more. And you're laying colour on top, so you're filling in the teeth. It'd be good to see them side by side actually, because then you'll see what a difference it is. Oh, it's jumping at me. And then I'll show you with a little bit of brown or grey how we blend it even more. Right, so that's that. So just going to you know, fill up the teeth there, no white bits. Now I go back with the colour I was just using. Right, you see? Oh, are we still on? Oh, I went off for a bit then. Can you see? Blended, not blended. Difference, isn't there? So I'll just blend that because it's annoying me. And you can see there's no white bits and white bits. But there's another way of blending, and I'll show it you now. Well, it's not blending. I'm lying. Introducing colour. There's another way. And I'll just do it on one, maybe. I'll do it on the dots. Okay? So I'll do it with a blue, and then you can see what I'm doing. I'll do it with a dark blue. Okay, and the thing you do is you dark line, just around the edge, and you're filling all the teeth up, and then put the colour in the middle, like that. White pencil, so it looks like that. Blend it out. So you can't put anything else. Well, you could put a little bit more blue on it if you wanted. So that's another way of doing light to dark. So you could put it finer and then even finer in the middle. And as long as you know the different pressures that create different depths of colour or saturation or intensity or whatever word you want to use. And then to really get that, you'd go in with a grey. Put a grey around it and blend that out to nothing. Giving you all my tips and tricks. A grey on the blue, on the outside of the blue. Blend it out. And then this makes it look really three-dimensional. You've got to practice this, so it doesn't just come to you. Well, it might do. Some people it might do, but a lot of us, we have to practice this bit. Oh, I've got to empty out rubbish out of my car. Been putting it off for a month. Right, get it? You see now how you can do that? And you can do that. And it, you know, it creates more depth, as in I'm doing exactly the same thing, but I'm putting a darker. So the colour, the darkest colour I'm using is not the darkest colour. The darkest colour is a grey, not black. But if I put black on now, show you what'll happen. I just put it a little bit of the way, not all of the way, because I don't want to cover what I've already shaded. Makes it pop even more up. I'll just do two. Okay, right, I'm going to have to leave you now because that's another hour. Yeah. Since when have my hours been 60 minutes? Never. think the shortest one I've done is today. Right, so I really love that. Oh, thank you, Jane. Thank you, Denise. Can't get rid of us that easy. Oh, bless you. No, I really enjoyed it. I've done something that I'll show how to do on telly as well. Anything done. I've written all down. So downstairs I've got sheets and sheets of paper that I've done, you know, all my bits with. So what I would do now is go and finish with other patterns. Now I'm going to pop into my room for about 2 seconds, but then I'll be flying off to get my stuff done. So I want to thank everybody. I really. I'll travel back early, so I'll set off about 6, 7, should be home for about 11, and then it gives me time to drag my stuff in and make a mess in the house. I think that's fair enough, isn't it? So I love you and leave. Let me see. There we go. I've done it. Love you and leave you. And I will be back on Wednesday at 12. So thanks for everything, guys. And carry on moodling. And when I come back, I will pop in, but every time I want to see what you've moodled. And come and join me on, let me get it right. Oh, what is it? Lou Withers Wix. I'll put a link on, that'd be easier, won't it? Wix. So it's a Wix site, W-I-X. And it's Lou Withers. Just put that in, you might get me. And then hopefully you join up. Alright, thanks everybody. See you later. Bye.